Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another Get Ready With Me, and yes, let's address the elephant in the room. I called him Alfred. Christmas, you know, the holidays, a lot of eating, a lot of cheese, a lot of dairy for someone who's lactose intolerant. I was not doing well, okay, and you can see that from my skin. We're not going to mention it anymore. So, let's get ready with me. I actually am once again a genius, you know, I like to call myself that, even though I'm not. I have this palette here, right? The Illuvia Matte Mosaic palette that I've been using for a year. And on the next Pineapple update in January, you will see some changes coming up, but that's you know, that's for that video. So I had the orange and the green one left to use. And I'm not really an orange fan, I'm not really a green. Green is my favorite color, but on eyeshadow, no. And I didn't know what to do because I still want to use them up. They're good quality shadows. I did Howard's videos on them. They're good. However, on their own, I just couldn't bother with it. So I figured, let's just put them together, right? Do a Franken shadow. Can you see? Can you see? Yes. What I came up with is this actually here. Now it looks muddy and nasty, but it works okay. Is it the best shadow I've ever used? No, but it works okay. Yeah, my goal is to use these two up in this form, right? Just mix them together and use them up. So let's see, where is the brush? And this. So it's not really highly pigmented whatsoever, but it gets the job done. Can you see? Hold on, let me zoom in. I think that works. It's like a beautiful olive green, I would say. So yeah, this is your sign if you have shadows that you're not sure about or that you don't really want to use on its own. Try mixing them. Maybe I would suggest using mixing just a tiny bit at first and then see whether you like it, and then you can add more, right? Because otherwise you're just wasting shadows. I will like that. It's a nice base. Then what I've been using is the Nude Sticks Taupe stick, just on the outer corner, like this. And outside as well. I don't even blend it in that much. Just want it to be on the lid. And then I'm going in with a shimmer shadow. This is Secret Saffron by Be Creative Makeup. And then just all over the lid. You can go easy, you know, like just tapping it on, or you can go full force, getting all of the shimmer. See what I mean? I don't apply this in a nice way because it will be covered anyways with the shimmer shadow. But you can still see that it's darker there, so I actually don't mind that at all. Then I'm going to blend it in. Can you see how little is left? Do you, like, last one standing. Last one standing. If it was not for the blending shade, I would not touch this palette anymore because I have my Franken shadow now, so I could put this aside and then just come back to it when I'm mixing them again. But yeah, the blending shade is all there. And it will be there for I don't know how long. Unbelievable. I forgot to buy a baby wipes. I should have done it. Oh god. Now, given the fact that I repressed these shadows together, they are very loosely packed, right? You have a lot of fallout because it's not factory made, right? Where you have like all the pressure to keep the shadow in place. You don't have that here. Clean up as best as I can, and then I'll let it dry, and then I go in with concealer. I'm actually so excited for the new year and like the makeup I'm going to use because, like I said, I will switch it up a little for my Pineapple challenge. I still want to use the Illuvia up. It should have been obvious because I'm now mixing two shadows just to, it's not even to use it up faster, but to actually be excited to use it, right? I did use the orange one on its own for like 2 or 3 days, and I was not having it. I was not. I'm happy that I can use this now. And it's a rather neutral greenish shade. Yes, the green is much more prominent than the orange. I hope it works well. However, the problem is that the next palette, the oldest palette in my collection, is this one here. I could maybe use like the shimmer shades, but the mattes, maybe this one in the other corner. It's a struggle. I feel like it's always a struggle when you have more than one palette to use. This would be a one and done palette, right? You have the blending shade here, you have lighter shades, you have darker shades, you have mattes, shimmers and all. But if I were to use this one, with the Illuvia one, which I cannot open now, like it's not really matching, right? So listen, everyone who brings in 2-3 palettes to do a makeup look, good for you. I'm already a little overwhelmed with just the shadow stick and the shimmer shadow. So good for you if you can do that. I cannot. Alright then, powder. The loose powder that I'm trying to use up. Kid you not, once I use that one up, I'm gonna buy myself a new eyeshadow palette because that would be such an accomplishment. Now, for the fun part, I will go back into my Franken shadow here. Let me know, what should I call this? I'll call this cocky. Just cocky. I'm going back into that one. Just on the tip there, and then going underneath. I hope you can see what I'm doing because right where my eye is here is the cable from my mic, so I cannot I do not see it. Blend it out, connect it here, and then do the same on the other side. I always look down because this is rather powdery and you have a lot of kickback, fallout and all. I do not want that on my face because I just applied concealer. Then I'm also going back in with my shadow stick and then right on the lash line. We're not done yet. So, liner, just a tiny bit. Now I know that this liner here might be a bit too excessive, but I want to use it up. I've had this for a very long time, and I want to use that. I think I'm getting sick. Like it's very cold here. Last night when I drove home, it was actually -5. -5. Jesus Christ. So I'm going to use my Franken blush that I've done. I didn't know about this. It was a surprise to me. I forgot I had it. Then, highlighter, which is almost empty. Just this bit left here, and I'm just so frustrated. Because every day I look at this and think, today is the day where I used up. It is not the day where I used up. This will be with me until next year. Crazy. Okay, then I'm going to use the Iconic setting spray, Prep Set Blur setting mist. And I do that, hold on. I do that before the mascara because I learned the hard way. If I put mascara on and then do this, it will just be smudged. So, always before. Then, mascara. Last but not least, my go-to lipstick these days. This is called Espresso Kiss by Maybelline. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's like, what do you call this? A balm? All balm. Lifter Glaze All Balm. I said in my Show My Stash video, which I will link here, that I want to use the Clinique lipstick, like purple pop, something like that. And then I found this, and I've been using this ever since I got it. Oh my god! I mean, you can tell. Look, can you see how much I use this? My go-to, and that's it. That is my go-to look. I actually have to get dressed now because I'm going shopping for the last time this year. You know, I just recently found out that I have a lot of shoes, mainly boots, that are not good anymore, right? They're like fake leather, like pleather or whatever it's called. And I've had them for years, and now the leather is kind of like flicking off. The leather is flicking off. So I don't really want to buy real leather boots, but maybe I have to. Maybe I have to go to Vestiaire or Vinted or whatever and buy a pair. I don't know. Please, if you have 2 shadows that you're not sure about, try mixing them together because maybe, hold on, I could add a little bit more. I don't know if this is doing much. Just a tiny bit more there. Gorgeous. You could also use a bit of like a shimmer on the inside, like in the corner, but I'm gonna leave it at that. I love it. I think it's great. Such a genius move. Oh my goodness. Because honestly, I would have been sitting here with the orange and the green and thinking, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? And now I got this. I'm excited. It also is easy for me to use the shadow stick up and the shimmer shade. I take it. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if not already. And it's a nice one.